Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules, aka your big bold bad boy for WhatCulture.com, here with another episode of the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. Now, much like when I finish on one of your mums, there's a lot of content to digest, so let's get on with it. I'm really sorry about that one. Now, the WWE, we rag on them quite a lot. We do so because we care. We want the product to be in as good a shape as it possibly can be. And this week, the WWE pulled out more shockers than a Trojan horse filled with Adam Cleary's, air quotes, banter. After last week's title changes and shenanigans, trouser tightness was set to dangerous. But with the quick title change between Charlotte and Natalya, The Shield versus The New Day, and Hunter, I am actually Jules' dad, Hurst Helmsley joined the men's Raw team, God, it was time to bust out the body butter, wasn't it? The build to this year's Survivor Series started about as weak as a Shane McMahon worked punch, but is now a rolling juggernaut. I actually cannot wait for this Sunday, and I haven't been this excited in a while. So as before, well done. Do you guys watch Always Sunny? If you don't, then you should, because it's possibly one of the funniest things on TV at the moment. And if you do, then you'll know about The Implication, aka a joke in which a character says that a woman might be more susceptible to having sex on a boat through fear for her safety. It is as rapey as it sounds, but it's played really well, and it's very funny. Not rape, though. That's not funny. It's a dark joke, but it's delivered well. It seems, however, that Chris Jericho didn't get this message, though, because he used The Implication in a very odd way. Recently, he tried to drum up sales for the upcoming Rock and Wrestler Rager event, which is being set on a boat. And he used the statistic that 35% of the tickets already sold were to women aged 18 to 49, which can mean only one thing: bikinis. See, I'm creepy. I can't say that. This caused quite a bit of tension on Twitter, somewhat along the lines of, are you trying to suggest that people should only buy tickets to go to this event because they might be able to score with a woman because of the fact that there will be a limited quantity of them and they won't be able to say no, Jericho? Is that what you're trying to imply? Because if it is, that's a no-no. Chris, mate, you should know by now that the internet is a rather testy place at the best of times, so maybe don't dip your tackle into the ocean and not expect it to get bitten. Also, are you implying that anyone over 50 isn't worth a shag? I mean, my stack of middle-aged muff mags would beg to differ. Bobby Lashley. He's a weird fellow, isn't he? He gave a very odd interview to Main Event Radio this week, and it was quite weird. Now, basically, Lashley was asked about his complicated relationship with Paul Heyman and the WWE. You know, back when during his run, he was billed as the next big thing, the next Brock Lesnar, and then the discount Brock Lesnar, and then nothing. And then he had all the titles, which did nothing for him. You'd think it would. It didn't. Well, it turns out that Lashley's relationship with Paul Heyman is that of a side chick, as this is a direct quote from that interview. Paul will reach out to me out of nowhere with a tweet or text. Those are the times where Brock kind of pisses him off a little bit. Then he calls me and sees how I'm doing. Then him and Brock make up, and he disappears. Now, I see what Lashley was trying to do. He was trying to say that Paul Heyman still views him as Brock Lesnar's equal. But how it came across is that he's just an easy squeeze to go to when Brock isn't putting out the bedtime graps. It also begs the question of whether Heyman would do the dirty with other people. Is he sliding into Braun Strowman's DMs, for example? I mean, have you seen that Christmas sweater advert? I fucking would. I'm not even joking. It is an ugly-ass sweater, and I want one. Send me one. Please, size medium. To the UK, just send it to the office. It's very cold in here, no hair, they don't even have a blanket in my cage. Wow, I can't believe it. We have witnessed the craziest title change in recent memory. And I'm not talking about AJ taking it off Jinder, I'm not talking about Charlotte taking it off Natalya. I'm talking about Kevin Owens losing his Twitter reigning championship against Randy Orton. What? Now, to be fair, it was a phenomenal run. In Owens' time, he butchered other wrestlers. He roasted fans harder than the devil himself and made everyone else in between look weaker than proposed Brexit legislation. Satire! And you know what? It didn't even seem like it would go the distance at first, because Randy Orton started weakly by saying, "You're fat," and then Kevin slammed it by saying, "You vape," and then Randy pulled it out the bag by saying, "You got kicked off of the European tour." And with that moment, we witnessed the crown, fall from his head, his body crumble as he bowed in defeat. There is no way to come back from that sort of nuclear attack. So Randy, well done, mate. If only you had that fucking sort of personality on screen, eh? But they won't let you write that, will they? F***ing idiots. Right, so Joey Janela is making a bit of a name for himself on the independent circuit. He's actually considered a bit of a legend at the moment, and that's saying something with a circuit that is as packed with talent as it is. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy that took that really horrible bump off the roof through the flaming table covered in light bulb tube things, and he had to go off work for 3 months. He's also the person that had Leo Rush no-sell his Tiger Bomb through a table. So, swings and roundabouts with that. Either way, he's not making a name for himself by being the best worker, but by being the most notorious and mental. This is the guy, after all, that kicked out of a burning hammer on top of a chair at this year's Battle for Los Angeles. No thank you, mate. This week, however, he worried and pissed off quite a lot of people by spiking Ryan Smarl's head straight into the canvas at such an angle that just did not look professional. I mean, luckily, Smarl seems to have avoided potential serious damage by taking the weight on his shoulders, but still, it does raise the question of where the line is between earning a place in the indie circuit through doing stuff that nobody else will let you do normally and actually just being safe. Now, I'd rather people are safe but make it look dangerous, rather than it being dangerous and being dangerous. Maybe that's just me. You shouldn't be able to make a name for yourself through hurting other people. I know you're in a business in which you are literally hurting other people for a living, but don't actually damage or risk their careers. Surely that's the unspoken bond. You do not want to become the new Jack. No one needs that. Jesus. Still, though, he's going to be headed to New Japan soon, from what the rumors are saying, and they do not play lightly. So, have fun with them, mate. I actually still like him. Good wrestler. Just... Right, so we began with a compliment to the WWE, and we're going to end with one, as Ric Flair's segment this week was just simply uplifting. Really enjoyed it. After Charlotte beat Natalya, she cut an impassioned speech about victory, dedicating it to her hometown and her father, only to be interrupted by the Nature Boy himself. Seeing him come down the ramp and embrace his daughter just reminds you of how much of a f***ing legend he is. This is a man, after all, who's not only held more belts than a heroin user, but also put death itself in a figure-4 leg lock earlier this year. What a legend. Now, usually in the WWE in your hometown, you're going to take a loss. But in this case, it was no booze and all woos! 5 out of 10 attempt that. Send me your examples for a contest. I mean, yes, you could argue that they only brought him out because of ESPN's recent documentary on him, 30 for 30, but you know what? We're gonna give it a pass. And for that, well done, WWE. And those were the most insane things happening in wrestling this week. Now, as per usual, I can only end the show the only way I know how, by reading my favorite comment from last week's episode. Here we go. I don't feel like Jules is a wrestling fan. He's just some random homeless guy they threw a shitty jacket on and asked him to read a script for food. Well, to that I say, I love wrestling. I mean, it's why I'm staying up until 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to watch it with Adam Nicholas. Survivor Series, bitch! Secondly, it was a shitty shirt, not a jacket, so ha, take that. And thirdly, you think they pay me with food? Think they give me food in here? You kill what you eat in What Culture Towers. That's why the trialists never last very long. And there we have it. I would just like to thank Michael Sidgwick and Phil Chambers for their continued work on this show. Show them some love. And as always, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about the episode down in the comments below. Then go back to whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. And as always, I've been Jules, aka Retro J. You've been awesome, aka awesome. And I'll speak to you soon. Oh, bloody hell.
So, thanks for watching. Please feel free to click on any of these things around my head, or something terrible might happen to the dog. Too sweet me, bro. Traitor. Traitor.